What's up, man? It's the Bronco at the Frog coming at you with another reaction video. We still in Ballon d'Or spirits. Cry about it. Football history. Go subscribe to them boys. Get them to 50,000 subscribers. Everybody give a hand clap to Ousmane Dembele for winning the Ballon d'Or again, man. He has the streets. That boy Dembele got the LA Lakers posting him on the thing all the way over here in America. In Los Angeles. You know how far Los Angeles is from Paris? He got everybody outside touching the trophies, got the little flares. Bro, this is the hardest picture. This is the hardest picture of 2025. Roddy ain't had the streets like this. Y'all really let that man Roddy win the Ballon d'Or? Like, come on, bro. Good thing is football is back. They saved football by giving it to old Ousmane Dembele, man. All types of aura. But one person that I do feel bad about, as I stated in my YouTube short and on YouTube, is the man Raphinha. Y'all on the boys, y'all did Raphinha dirty. Y'all talk about some, bro, Bronco, we don't vote. Yes, the hell y'all do. If y'all don't think that the general public has say so and who is up there in them Ballon d'Or conversations, hey, I got something to sell you. I got some water to sell you. Because Ballon d'Or is very PR oriented. Open your eyes, y'all ass still sleep. Y'all are the only reason that Rodri won last year. If it wasn't for y'all, bro, Vinny would be a Ballon d'Or winner. Straight like that. But y'all put all y'all PR tokens in Lamine Yamal. Y'all said y'all tossed Raphinha to the side. So hey, why Raphinha is the next Ballon d'Or victim by Football Historia? Let's find out even deeper. Let's see what goes in.
The award every player dreams of.
France footballer is Lionel Messi.
But also the award that has broken more hearts than its crowned kings.
Facts. I bet you it was more. Well, I ain't gonna say more. I guess only in recent years there's been more discrepancy and more controversy around the Ballon d'Or winners versus actually winning. Like I said, this year there was no discrepancy, bro. I'm not trying to wait till the votes come out. It's not even gonna be close. Dembele was the hands down the winner. Before this year, 2022 was the last one that had no controversy. Karim Benzema. That was the last deserved Ballon d'Or. Before 2022, when was the last one? Because I know it was some robberies with Lewandowski and Neil. I have heard about that. You know, I heard about 2013, the little robbery with Ribery and CR7 and all of that. So who was the most deserved before 2022? It had to be one of those Messi years, obviously, but hey, it just seems like it's controversy more times than not when it comes to the Ballon d'Or award.
Different criteria every year.
Facts.
Confusing decisions.
With that fair play
snubs.
nonsense.
And now, after everything we've seen in the past, it looks like Raphinha might be the next victim.
Yeah.
But how will he be the next victim? Well, let's talk about that.
Let's talk.
History proves this isn't new. Back in 2010, Wesley Sneijder had one of the greatest seasons you'll ever see. A treble with Inter Milan, a World Cup final with the Netherlands, and yet not only did he not win,
he wasn't even nominated. Yeah, bro. Yeah, see? There go Orange. You know Orange. He finna ride his boy. Hey, y'all see what I'm saying? See? Narrative based. This ain't new. It's always been controversy.
Or think of 2020. Robert Lewandowski was unstoppable. 55 goals in a single season, a Champions League, and a treble with Bayern. It was the clearest Ballon d'Or case we've seen in years. And then they cancelled the award entirely.
Bro, that was so dumb. Bro, why you couldn't have did the award over Zoom? Why cancel it altogether? What sense does that make? It's just like the football world just be doing all the wrong things. You telling me you couldn't have mailed him that Ballon d'Or? While over here, it's just like y'all are just so far behind. In America during COVID, fool, we had Fight Island in the UFC. We had the NBA bubble. We still had an MVP during our NBA season. College football and NFL, they just said, fuck COVID. We still having fans at the games. You know what I'm saying? But canceling a whole award is just nuts.
Entirely. Moments like this remind us that the Ballon d'Or isn't just about performance. It's about politics, narratives, and hype. And after what we've seen in the last 2 years, it looks like the same cruel pattern is about to repeat itself.
I ain't gonna say that
this time. The name in danger is Raphinha. Now, if we're talking about Ballon d'Or robberies, we can't skip last season, because what happened to Vinicius Jr. was painful to watch. This was the season.
Hey, everybody go subscribe to Football Historia right now. Like up the video. Get this video to 1,000 likes. Get this man to 100,000 subscribers for speaking facts. Let me turn on post notifications for Football Historia. Speaking facts.
Vinicius Jr. was painful to watch. And this was the season when Vinny finally stepped out of being just a promising winger and became one of the most consistent and decisive players in Europe.
Preach.
He played 39 games, scoring 24 goals and adding 11 assists. Those aren't just good numbers, those are Ballon d'Or level numbers, especially for a wide player. And it wasn't just about stats, it was the moments.
Moments too, big moments.
League, he was Real Madrid's go-to guy.
Yep.
Remember that first leg against Bayern? He scored
two
goals that completely changed the tie.
They don't remember Football Historia.
He showed up again, scoring the goal that delivered Real Madrid yet another Champions League
They don't remember
trophy.
this.
That's the definition of clutch. Even in La Liga, he carried that same energy. He had 15 goals in 26 games, and he stepped up in the biggest matches. Against their rivals, he didn't just show up. He dominated, getting a goal and an assist in one of the most important fixtures of the season.
He did.
That was a year we saw him really put it all together. Consistency, efficiency,
that was his
and
year.
big game performances. And yet, when the Ballon d'Or was handed out, it went to Rodri.
Winner is Rodri.
Look at that. Look at that. He even, George Weah even surprised. He like, what the f? He said they done did it again. He said they got us.
Rodri.
Did he call him Rodri?
Don't get me wrong, Rodri had a very good season. He was solid, he was influential, and he played a key role for his club. But did he have the goals, the assists, and the decisive Champions League moments that Vinny did? No. Did he lift the Champions League trophy that season? No. And that's where it feels unfair, because the gap between what Vinicius delivered and what Rodri did was clear to anyone watching. That decision left a lot of people scratching their heads, and it set a dangerous precedent, one where performances don't necessarily equal recognition.
Yeah, that's where I disagree. That's where I disagree. Goals in assists with the defensive midfielder, and he also did bring up the Euros. But you know, even if you bring up the Euros, I bring up the fact that he got his ass yanked out at halftime, and that's when the team scored immediately after he got yanked. As soon as the second half started, that's when Spain started scoring. After Jude embarrassed him, put his hand on his head like he was a little boy, and nutmegged him. Y'all better quit playing. Best that he supposed to be best in the world though.
That's the same situation we might be walking into again, because just like Vinicius last year, this season it looks like Raphinha might be the one to get robbed. This is where the story shifts to Raphinha, because if last season belonged to Vinicius, this one is all about him. And what makes Raphinha's case so fascinating isn't just his numbers, it's the journey. Remember not too long ago, he was on the edge of being pushed out of Barcelona.
Actually, Vinny didn't get benched. You talking about against Colombia when they played? You talking about knockout stage against Colombia? He was on a 2 yellows, so he got suspended. So he couldn't even play in the little knockout games.
Financially, and Raphinha was seen as one of the players.
And not only that, you keep talking about some Brazil versus Spain, bro. Compare them Brazil and Spain rosters, and then come back to me.
The only reason he stayed was Hansi Flick. Flick came in, looked at him, and he said,
"Shout out Flick.
This guy is staying. I can get the best out of him." And he was right. Under Flick, Raphinha finally looked like the player Barcelona thought they were buying.
Hey, put Vinny on that Spain team and put Rodri on that Brazil team, and let me know if Spain still winning the damn Euros, or is Brazil getting better? Not getting better, but is Brazil making it further with Rodri instead of Vinny? Like swap. Spain is still winning the Euros, bro. Brazil still is not winning shit.
He wasn't just a winger anymore. He was a leader in attack. He scored 34 goals and provided 25 assists across the season. That's involvement.
Hold on, I'm out here missing. Hold on, I'm missing the video.
Under Flick, Raphinha finally looked like the player Barcelona thought they were buying. He wasn't just a winger anymore. He was a leader in attack. He scored 34 goals and provided 25 assists across the season. That's involvement in nearly 60 goals, which is
I hate that penalty run up.
These aren't just empty stats either. There were goals and assists that mattered. Winners in tight matches, equalizers when the team was under pressure, and decisive contributions in finals. And look at what that translated into, a domestic treble. Barcelona won everything in Spain: the League, the Copa del Rey, and the Super Cup. Raphinha was at the center of all of it.
Yeah, man.
In big matches, he showed up. When the team needed someone to drag them forward, he was there. It wasn't about him being flashy or just padding stats. It was about stepping up when the moment demanded it.
Big time goals. Big time players make big time plays.
That's why this season feels so poetic. The year before, he was almost gone. A player many thought didn't fit. Fast forward a year and he's the main man behind Barcelona's treble. It's the kind of storyline that makes sense for a Ballon d'Or. He turned doubt into dominance, uncertainty into greatness. And that's what makes the thought of him being ignored so frustrating.
Shout out Raphinha,
because
man.
On paper, he has everything. The numbers, the trophies, and the story. Usually, that's the perfect combination. But with the way Ballon d'Or has been handled recently, you can't shake the feeling that, despite all this, Raphinha might not get the recognition he deserves.
Yup, because it could be because of where he's from. You know, like me Maul is a La Misia product. He's Spanish and all of that. And Raphinha is from across the sea. Brazil, South America, you know?
And here's the scary part. We've seen this before. We saw it with Vinicius last season. He had the numbers, the trophies, the big moments, and still walked away empty-handed. And when you look closer at why Vinny was denied, you start to realize that the same reasons could very easily be used against Raphinha too. Now, let's break this down. Because Vinicius didn't lose the Ballon d'Or just because Rodri had a good season. There are three very clear factors that work
made-up ass rules.
And the worrying thing is...
Good Gabi little ass. Hey, Gabi, get your little ass out the way, boy. Get Gabi little baby ass out Vinny way, man.
And the worrying thing is, when you look at those same factors today, you can see how they might be lining up against Raphinha as well. First, attitude and fair play. Vinicius had one of the worst reputations in Europe last season when it came to discipline and behavior.
Oh, man.
He picked up 11 yellow cards.
Y'all know Zidane won Ballon d'Or, right? Yeah. Where was the fair play then? Now, I ain't bring it up because it didn't exist.
That rubbed opponents and fans the wrong way. On top of that, his playing style, which is full of flair, tricks, and drawing fouls, made him look like a complainer to a lot of people. The truth is, outside Madrid, people didn't warm to him. Fans and even voters seemed to punish him for not being that classic Brazilian type. You know, smiling, joyful, always light-hearted like Ronaldinho or Kaká. Instead, Vinicius
he wasn't their favorite type of Brazilian. He wasn't the Brazilian that they wanted him to be. Vinny was Vinny. They wanted him to be all smiling and this and that and just grateful, humble. Nah, f that.
Arrogant, sharp, and unbothered. And whether we like it or not, that image cost him. Now here's where Raphinha is different. He doesn't have that baggage. He's calm, disciplined, and rarely complains. He just gets on with the game. He doesn't provoke referees, doesn't go down screaming every time he's touched, and generally keeps a low profile. So if attitude was one of the excuses used to deny Vinicius, that can't be used against Raphinha. Second, country over club bias. This is where things get tricky. Last season, Vinicius didn't really shine for Brazil, and that weakened his case. Ballon d'Or voters love a player who dominates for both club and country, and Vinny's international form was forgettable. For Raphinha, it's similar. His season with Barcelona was outstanding, but internationally with Brazil, it wasn't as impactful. Brazil didn't dominate, and that gives voters an excuse to downplay his club form.
Like I said, put Rodri on his Brazilian team, and they still losing in the exact same position. That's facts.
If the Ballon d'Or is truly about individual excellence, that shouldn't matter, but history shows us it does. The award has always leaned toward players who shine for both their clubs and their international teams in the same year. So while it's not enough to bury Raphinha's case, it's another strike against him, because the potential winner, Ousmane Dembele, also didn't do well with France because Portugal won the Nations League. And third, the most damaging factor, vote splitting. This was the biggest reason Vinicius lost. The year he could have been standing on stage with the trophy, he was instead competing with his own teammates for votes. Dani Carvajal and Jude Bellingham both had strong seasons, and instead of the spotlight focusing on Vinicius, it was divided. Those votes that should have gone his way were spread out within Madrid's own squad, and that opened the door for Rodri to slip through. And sadly, the exact same thing is happening with Raphinha right now.
People be so fake. Niggas real life was putting their vote. Shout out Carvajal. But this is when you know they need to get all the journalists in a meeting, and they need to give a speech on what we as a Ballon d'Or committee is looking for. Because how is some people putting votes on two people, either Vinny or Rodri, but you still got stragglers, got Carvajal, you got this person, that person, like, bro, like what are we doing? This year, you had, well, I can't even say two main people because Raphinha did get hold. But I'm telling you go see some wild first place votes. You go see Vinicius, you go see Nuno Mendes, you go see this person, that person, like, just wasting votes. You know, that could have been to the people who was actually go in.
Those votes that should have gone his way were spread out within Madrid's own squad, and that opened the door for Rodri to slip through. And sadly, the exact same thing is happening with Raphinha right now. Despite his numbers and the treble, the Ballon d'Or conversation isn't all about him. Instead, Lamine Yamal has become the headline name. Yamal is being pushed forward in the media, even though his numbers don't come close to Raphinha's. He's got the same trophies, but fewer goals, fewer assists, and less impact in decisive games. The only real edge Yamal has is that he played in the Nations League final, and even then he lost. And this is how the hype machine works. Yamal is young, exciting, and the media loves him, so he's getting the narrative push. And that means votes that should clearly go to Raphinha are now being split, just like they were for Vinicius.
Yeah, they're split votes.
And once again, the danger is that a player who had the better season gets overshadowed by someone who simply had the bigger story. And that's the worrying part, because if these three factors, fair play, country form and vote splitting, could rob Vinicius of the Ballon d'Or, then what's stopping the exact same thing from happening to Raphinha?
It happened.
And that leads us to the bigger question. If the Ballon d'Or keeps changing its rules depending on the season, what does this award even stand for?
It don't stand for nothing! That's what Bronco been saying this whole time since 2023. In 2023, I said, bro, just change the Ballon d'Or into the World Cup MVP award. 2024, just change it to the Frozlin Award. They fixed it this year though, but like they just be changing around.
Now let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about Raphinha, Dembele, or Lamine Yamal. The bigger question is, what does
the fair play? Hey, last year just changed to the Fair Play Award.
Ballon d'Or actually stand for? What are we really rewarding here? Is it about the best individual season? The player who puts up the best numbers, the most goals, the most assists?
That's a good
most
question.
Consistent impact over 9 to 10 months? If that's the case, then it's pretty straightforward.
Exactly.
You take the stats, compare them, and crown the guy who outperformed everyone else. Or is it about trophies and influence? The idea that it's not enough to just rack up goals and assists, but you need to have won something, to have been the difference maker in your team lifting the big trophies. That's why in the past, players like Modric in 2018 got recognition.
Yeah.
Not because he was outscoring Ronaldo or Messi, but because he led Croatia to a World Cup final and was instrumental for Real Madrid in the Champions League. Or, and here's the frustrating part, is it just about narrative and hype? Because let's be honest, sometimes it feels like it's less about who actually dominated the season and more about who made the most remarkable story. A young wonder kid breaking records? That sells. I mean, if Mbappe was in Raphinha's shoes right now, his case to win would be much stronger. A fairy tale run in an international tournament? That grabs headlines, and the actual football,
that's what happened in 23.
Week-out performances start to get overlooked. And this is where the contradiction lies.
Because remember, y'all remember what happened? Nobody ever wants to bring up what happened to Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern in 2023. With Lionel Messi on the team, with Neymar on the team, and Kylian Mbappe on the team. Somebody let me know.
It's about pure numbers, Raphinha wins. If it's about numbers plus trophies, Raphinha still wins. But if it's about hype and narrative, then maybe Yamal sneaks in.
It's funny. It's funny because he don't even know that Dembele gonna win. He basically got it locked down in his mind that Yamal is gonna be the one who win. Nah, football historia. It was always Dembele, bro.
Champions League, then Dembele wins it.
Oh, there you go.
That's the exact problem, because the Ballon d'Or is supposed to be football's highest individual honor. It shouldn't be reduced to just who has the best PR campaign. And that raises the unfortunate
That's why football
myth.
was saved
Maybe the
this
award
year
doesn't
with
have a clear
Dembele.
identity anymore.
It doesn't.
Maybe that's why every year we end up debating it more than celebrating it. But here's the next part we need to tackle. How much influence do politics, media, and marketing actually have in deciding who takes the Ballon d'Or?
A lot, bro. Politics, PR, and marketing is literally like 80% of the award. I shit you not. If you don't think that, then you need to wake up. Just like I said, people in them comments talking about some, bro, Bronco think we voting. Shit, damn near. Y'all damn near are voting. I specifically remember the specific moment, a specific tweet I seen that started Roddy's Ballon d'Or campaign, his PR campaign. I remember seeing it. It started with one tweet.
Just keep getting overlooked. At the end of the day, the Ballon d'Or should be simple. Reward the player who defined the season, the one who delivered both in numbers and in moments that mattered. But year after year, the lines blur. Was it about consistency? Was it about trophies? Or was it about who had the most appealing narrative? And that's why the debates never stop, because deep down we all want this award to mean something clear, something fair. Instead, it keeps drifting between recognition of greatness and recognition of hype. So whether you think Raphinha is getting robbed, or you believe Yamal deserved it, or you think Dembele has done more because he won the Champions League, the real issue is bigger than either of them. The Ballon d'Or has lost its identity, and until that gets fixed, we'll keep having the same conversation, not about who won, but about who should have won. And honestly, that's the saddest part, because when the spotlight is on football's highest honor, we shouldn't be arguing about politics and narratives. We should just be celebrating greatness.
Yup, but it never happened. But hey, ain't gonna lie, people are celebrating this time though.
And do you think that if Mbappe was in Raphinha's shoes, would we see him win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Dembele?
I feel like he's...
Well, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you. If Mbappe was in Raphinha's place instead of in terms of stats and the trophies that they won, I feel like they would have gave that hoe to Kylian Mbappe. With the Real Madrid PR behind him and stuff too. Hey, no cap, I feel like Mbappe would have had that hoe for sure. He would have had the hoe, and it was not another teammate for Real Madrid fans to steal all his PR and put it on him. Bro, Mbappe dead ass would have won that hoe. But hey, anyway, while Raphinha is the next Ballon d'Or victim, I don't think he got robbed in terms of winning it, but he definitely got robbed from being number 2, right behind Ousmane Dembele. But hey, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hey, YouTube, take it easy on the Twitch chat, man. Y'all be going hard on them boys. Take it easy, man. Hey, shout out Football Historia. Subscribe to him. Get him to 50,000 subscribers. Hey, how?